Hey everyone, this is Lucid, and we're about ready for the first episode of our game with Bandar log in the Disciples game between a bunch of YouTubers, so you'll get to see all the different perspectives. A few things about the game before we get started. It's a Disciples game, right? So we're in teams, and there's 5 total teams, and we've agreed that we'll not upload turns until there are 15 turns in the past. So the first uploads won't come until turn 15. Now that's way earlier than I normally upload. I normally upload when I'm at least 30 turns ahead in all the games that I upload. That way, there's a bunch of, because I'm not going to ask people not to watch my YouTube videos and stuff, and there's a lot of good information you can get in terms of knowing what my strategy for the game's going to be, knowing what sites I have, a bunch of stuff that usually you don't want people to know in a multiplayer game. That's why you kind of wait. So what we'd ask, since we're not watching each other's YouTube videos until somebody gets knocked out of the game, then of course you can go watch. So what we're asking is that if you watch multiple perspectives, we ask you not to share it with anyone else. So no dropping friendly hints in my channel, please, about what other people are doing. Etc. That would make the game probably more fun to watch for everyone. But yeah, so without further ado, we'll get into it. It's turn 1. I think what we're going to do this first episode, I'm going to try to get 5 turns in and talk about all the different pretenders. So the first team is myself, playing Bandar log, and my partner, the last pretender, who's playing Marignon. And next we have General Confusion playing Ashdod, and his partner Nasajin playing Ulm. Now Ashdod, if we look at his pretender, he probably took this Super Cancer meme bless with the nation, and this is most likely Blood Surge from God of Pain. This is most likely Quickness from King of Waves. And then he shoots Earth. I'm not sure what that is, but it could be a lot of different things. Like, it could be Fortitude, or just Reinvigoration. I'm not sure what his Earth thing is, but anyway, he took that. I'm sorry, I think I'm getting messaged in some other app right now. I don't know if you can hear that. The thing about that Bless, though, is it doesn't really help Ulm, since Ulm has no Sacred units. They can't really take advantage of Cancer scales the same way that... a Cancer Bless the same way Ashdod can. And it's really hard to make their really high resource units. Maybe they were able to still keep production and then tank the other scales or something like that, and then maybe this nation's playable. What I think they're doing is the only reason that this disciple exists is for this one unit, which is the Mastersmith, which gets a 2 forge bonus, which when combined with the hammer means he can make 5 gem items for 1 gem. And if he does that, then what that will mean is the nation Ashdod, first of all these guys can now be slotted out with a bunch of items, and by the way, they get 3 miscellaneous, which is kind of ridiculous. But anyway, they can have all of these 8 slots for 8 gems, and that would be extremely powerful for 8 gems. Meanwhile, if they get their production very, very far up, they can start doing these high HP, which ones? Yeah, these guys, which are pretty high HP, rather crappy stats, but they have enough magic paths. They could make the sages into battle mages, or they could do the Zoomites into battle mages, which actually I think they'd do the Zoomites, because these guys aren't sacred. Yeah, so these guys you could do into, like, once you kit them out with 6 different items, or 7 items, or however many, they're going to be pretty ridiculous. Or maybe, are these cap only? These are cap only. Wait, do they have any? Okay, I guess it would be these guys, which actually would kind of suck. Who would they do? Okay, yeah, I think this is basically cap only limited, but they could put it on these higher HP. Like, this wouldn't be horrible to, like, he would be a pretty damn good thug, actually, even without the bless. I mean, maybe one of the items you put on him is a Shroud of the Battle Saint, right? And then you get them other things for their items, and they would be pretty sick for like a 8 gem, 45 gold dude, or 100 gold dude. Anyway, that is basically what I think they're going for. The next pretender combo is Nuclear Monkey, who's playing Satis, and Jay Breton, who's playing Pan. So that's Satis, and I had a Let's Play on them. And Pan. Now they both have decent sacred units, and in this... this is the Pretender. It looks like Pan took the Pretender. And this looks like a Nature Bless. Don't know what this is. This may be Blood. I'm not totally sure. So the interesting thing about Pan and Stis is they both have pretty freaking disgusting assassins. So that will be really annoying. And they both have, like, Satis, when I played them, I went Scales and didn't do anything with their Sacreds. But they get these guys who are pretty cheap, and then they get these guys who are pretty beefy. So, yeah, they totally could do a Bless. But this Bless also is cap-only limited. They're not, like, recruit anywhere. The next player we have is Sai and Yustache, however you say it. And Sai's playing Miklin, and Yustache is playing Nazca. And these guys are pretty scary, so here we go. In this case, Nazca, I think, is the Pretender, and Nazca basically is a bunch of flyers. They get these Condor warriors who are flying sacreds who are pretty sick. Miklin, they get the Jaguar warriors and Eagle warriors, which are also flyers, and later they will have the Ocelots, which are really disgusting flyers. So they basically have tons, and the other thing about Nazca is they can summon Sapayas, which I can't really show you here, but they're an ethereal, they're like a sacred ghost that flies, which is kind of broken, and they can end up getting tons of them by the late mid-game. They get these Royal Maliquis, which are Holy 3s, and anything that's Holy 3 and Undead or whatever. I forget exactly how it works with Nazca, but basically your Holy 3 priest can reanimate Sapayas, who are broken as hell. So, they are going... This is a Cancer Blessed nation that scales indefinitely. So while these other two Blesses, they're really good with, like, cap only, this particular, the Nazca... Miklin combo will get tons more sacreds, right? Because Nazca can get them from the Sapayas, and then Miklin gets them from every single fort with their Jaguar warriors, etc. So that is that. Next, I think we have one more team. We have Squani and Razak, and Squani is playing Eru, which is this nation of elves. And they're kind of cool because these guys... Could have sworn these were assassins. I thought they got some assassin. Am I, like, misremembering this? I could have freaking sworn these were assassins. Huh, I guess they're not. Maybe I'm thinking of the early age version. Okay, so anyway, they get these guys. You can basically do a pretty ridiculous bless with these. And these guys make great little thugs, and they're great at raiding, and then these guys are really good at cloud trapezing. These guys do really well with a thug bless. Yeah. And you can get these in every forts, and an interesting combo actually would be this nation and Ulm, because these guys are, if there's a nation that would benefit from a bunch of crappy, but a lot of them, of 5 gem items, it would be this one. And they don't even really need a bless to be good. Because once they get a few spells, they can do like Barkskin and Mist Form and other stuff. Mist Form will take a gem, and then personal, like you give them a nature gem and an air gem, and then they can raid. They're pretty good. But yeah, they basically have elves, which have glamour, so they're really hard to know where they are. And their partner, in this case, is Vanheim, which is another elf nation. I'm not totally sure what they did. They could have done... This would be a good nation to take a Thug Bless and Scales. Vanheim has some pretty cool guys, these Skin Shifters that turn into wolves when they get hurt. And they get this Dwarf, which is pretty cool, good at forging. And then, of course, they get the all the Banjar stuff. They also have this kind of weird unit, which is an Immortal Trampler, which is overpriced and kind of shit. Like, you kind of wish they could die because their upkeep's so freaking expensive. But situationally, I guess they could be useful. Yeah, so those are the teams. Here's where we started. We started in a pretty good spot. We have a lot of different ways we could expand. Marignon, my partner, actually started in a crappy spot. And the way this works is we're using a map generator called Cartographic Revision or something like that. And you can only put in, like, certain, I think it's like multiples of 3 for the number of players you want, and we wanted to have 10, not 12. So anyway, I had to go in and edit the start positions. Not who was going to be where, but I just had to put in a certain number of start positions to get it from 12 down to 10. And he got one of kind of, I think, the start positions I made that was more crappy. I tried to make them all equal, but it's kind of a puzzle because there's a bunch of start positions everywhere, and you want to find a good one that's like far away from other start positions, but that also has like 5 provinces nearby, etc. So anyway, it looks like a river here, but this is a ford, so he can still move this way. He's not really trapped in by the river, but he has caves are really, really slow to move, or this is what? Highlands, slow to move through, slow to move through. He can kind of go this way. He's got good movement up this way, and he can kind of go this way towards me. But this area, which he really wants to expand to, he can't get to very quickly. He has to go like one map move here, one map move here, and then he gets in here. So, it's kind of okay. But that's basically it. So for this turn, what I'm doing is I'm getting Tiger Riders and then 2 Priests, and we're patrolling, and we're going to send a scout out this way because it's probably the direction I want to go. I probably want to get this province, and that'll be my first fort. And so with that, we'll go ahead and end the turn. And I'm on turn, I think, 13 now. I was kind of lazy and didn't record, and so I saved them up. And so anyway, now we have gotten our Tiger Riders. We have 4, which isn't really the ideal amount. We're going to put these guys here, blessing them. Hopefully they will not get hit by archers, and then they will run in. The trick I have found to expanding with these guys, and I am... let me just say this. A lot of times I will play nations several times before I put a video up of them on YouTube, so you're not... In my blitzes and stuff, you're seeing me play things for the first time, but if I'm doing like a long play by email, it's usually not the first time I've played a nation in a serious game. This, however, I've played these guys before in a blitz, but usually it was like a blitz I was joking around in, where I was picking a nation I wasn't good with. I've never played these guys in a game, like a hard multiplayer game where I'm trying to win. So I practiced a fair amount, and this type of practice I'll do before every game, even if it's not like what I'm going to put up and I'm just trying a nation for the first time. Before I play a nation, I will practice expanding to year 1. So it doesn't even matter what settings the AI are on, because I just restart once I get to year 1. And I usually practice until I can get between 15 to 25 provinces on year 1, depending on the nation I'm playing in the build. And until I have that figured out, I won't play. So what I have figured out with these guys, and I don't know if it's optimal, some people are saying you can use elephants to expand. Elephants are really expensive, and I find they have pretty freaking high attrition. And I don't really like that combo, expensive units that have high attrition. What I have found for this particular bless that we have, etc., that works, is you put monkeys in front, and these guys are going to absorb a tiny bit of fire, and then you're going to have your tigers come slam into their side. And that's what I have found works. If you put the tigers where they're going to have like a head-on collision, your tigers are going to take too many losses. They only have 10 hit points. And they have kind of good defense, but not great, and they have crappy protection. So unless you have some kind of really good defensive bless, they're going to get crapped on in a head-on-head fight. But they do a ton of damage. They have 3 attacks that are pretty high damage. So what I try to do is I get them to slam into the side while these guys are distracted, and so we're going to try that. The other thing that's kind of crappy about playing Bandar in a Disciples game is you don't get a Prophet, and you don't have any Holy 3s, so it's really hard to get your guys blessed. I'm going to end up making a lot of these crappy Holy 1 Priests. So that is my first turn. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. We're going to go ahead and hop into turn 2. Okay, so we have a battle and Marignon has a battle. I think I actually changed that turn a little bit. How do I wait? Did I? 1 second. Did I, like, miss a turn? I think I crapped. I think I messed up. Because what I have saved here as my 4th turn, or my 3rd turn, I think is actually... Yeah, okay, so I lost my 3rd turn, and my turns are apparently not numbered right. So we'll see. This is different. So I won my 1st expansion, and sorry for this. This is kind of... The problem when you play on Earth.SNEC, which is not Llama server, which is what I normally play on, is that you don't have an archive of all of your turns. So if you don't like copy and paste your turn file, the moment you click submit, there's a good chance you will lose it forever. So if you do your turns as you go, it's not a problem, but if you wait, you're kind of in trouble. So I killed this wolf tribe, but then I had a bunch, I think my archers ran, and then I saw this Crystal Amazon province, which I really wanted to take. But Crystal Amazons are tricky, because these guys will jump in and lance you. And then monkeys don't do very well against archers. These guys also have bows. Sometimes I find they shoot, and sometimes they jump in. So what I did was... I tried to put these... Well, I probably should have put him, like, way over here. But I hid my priests inside of my tigers. And I tried to put some bait squads out here, so that hopefully the flyers, if they jump in, will jump and hit some of these baits. Maybe I should have put a bait in front and behind. And we'll watch what happens. So we get our blessings off. Okay, and you can see they murder my 1st priest. But what I know, and the reason why I went to do this, is I know my tigers are going to kill these guys pretty fast. Okay, you can see the next turn we kill him, but then they kill my priest dude, which is annoying. But these guys are going to rout now. And I knew I would take losses here, but I kind of wanted to get it anyway. This is probably... And then look at this, Mind Burn. And he one hit kills me, which is not normally kind of how Mind Burn works. So now all my leaders are gone. And my big expansion party that has more tigers than you would normally have in it is dead. Great. So this is not... I'm kind of showing you my turns out of order, which is unfortunate. I think I lost one. But here's my partner Marignon. Okay, and then he kills the commanders, and then they all rout, so that was successful. I don't think he took many losses. Okay. So anyway, we successfully expanded last turn here. I wasn't able to show you that. There was a site here, which gives me a death gem, which is nice. But then we failed this expansion, which is a big deal. I probably shouldn't have been greedy and went here, because these guys are freaking easy, and these guys are hard. But then if I did that... I don't know, I probably should have done that. This is a really big deal. When you lose like a big expansion early, it's going to really slow you down. Like this, before, maybe I could have gotten like 15, 20 provinces year one as I was doing regularly, but now I'm probably going to get like 12, which is really horrible. Like this is such a big deal, and I can't even expand this turn because I have these guys who are stuck here without troops, or without a leader. And I wasn't planning on having another expansion coming out this turn. I had just gotten units, and then this turn I was going to get a leader and a priest. But now, basically, I have to send these guys up here to pick up these guys, and then next turn I'll send this guy, probably with other dudes up here to take this. So, not only did I not get this expansion, but I'm not expanding this turn. Like, this is a total disaster. A total disaster. I mean, you can't do any worse. And then what I would have shown you in last turn, but I didn't, because, well, I didn't, because my turn is gone for forever, is that I actually, while I have a good start location, I have really tough start indies. These are a lot of heavy cav, and that is not something you like to fight as monkeys. Now, there is a way to fight them, but it involves high attrition. You basically put a bunch of these guys out here to eat up lance charges from the knights, and then your other stuff kills them, but that's not very efficient. And it's not something I want to do like for my first couple expansions. Here it's even worse. We have cataphracts and light cavalry. Cataphracts just are so hard to kill. And they have really good armor. These guys will kill them, but not super fast. I'm gonna take a lot of losses. Basically, these are really hard, and these cut off 2 of my, like, efficient expansion routes. So I could go here, but this is actually a really big group of guys. Like, 60's a lot, and it could be up to, like, 70. The problem with monkeys is I don't have any units which are going to weather a lot of attacks easily, especially if you're expanding with tigers or elephants. Really, almost no matter what you pick, you don't want to have 60 guys attacking you. So it kind of forced me up this way, and I'm like a little bottled up. Now I could go here too, but I think last turn it showed 60, so there's probably like 50 here. This is an easy expansion province, and it's decent income. I probably should look to going here, and that was going to be in my next expansion. But the fact that this one failed means that I now have to come up here. And all this is like chaining together to make this a horrible start for me. Because now I don't have like a lot of resources. I would like to be recruiting more of these guys here too, in addition to my sacreds, but I can't. So yeah, this is going pretty badly. So this was turn 4. Even though it was called turn 3, we're gonna go ahead and pull up turn 4, which actually is turn 5, because I have labeled all these wrong. Oh wait, no. Okay, I've double saved it, so anyway, you guys are kind of getting the shaft for seeing what's going on. So turn 3 and 4 are the same for me. Oh my god. Okay, so here's turn 5. As I said, no expansion, so not much to talk about here. This is kind of like a lesson in how not to play monkeys. These guys are actually pretty good. I can get them. They have iron cudgels. They're pretty sick. But they're mercs that Marignon got. Yeah. I almost feel like I should show you a video of me expanding properly with these guys. In fact, I might do that. I might go back and just do that. Because this is so embarrassing. This is not how you're supposed to expand with Bandar log. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna be horrible. We're gonna lose. I mean, you can't play this bad versus good players and expect to win. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna tell my partner that. I'm gonna tell him I believe, but I don't believe. Why am I putting... Okay, I don't want the... I probably should put these guys, like, here. I don't want them to get hit by arrows. These guys die to arrows like it's a freaking job. But I don't even really need a bless versus a bunch of archers. These guys can probably run it and just kill them, which is what we're going to do. Here, we're going to go ahead and get another expansion group ready. I'm getting Tiger Riders and then a Preacher. And 5 Tiger Riders plus a little bit of chaff can probably kill this. But the problem is here, I'm like being very inefficient. Like I've got mages acting as commanders. And so these guys all have shitty morale. I'm expanding with like smaller groups than I want to. Like this squad that comes out is going to be really small, so I'm going to take more losses than I normally would. Here's a better view of this province. Like ton of cataphracts, light cavalry. Yeah. 70 dudes here. Like I don't want to attack that. I'm really freaking bottled up. This is so bad. I'm doing so badly. Like this was kind of player error where I lost this army here, but it was also unlucky with that freaking mind burn. I mean, really? I think what I should have done on this battle is I should have put one of the monkey squads in front, one behind, so that they'd be less likely to jump on my dude. And then I should have put my commander in like the far back corner. I don't know. Or I should have just gone around. But I think this was showing more. Yeah, I think this was closer to like 50. And so I was looking at this and they were about the same number. Like this was harder, but it was also, this is a large province, so it's going to have like twice the income of this one. So I was like, well, let's take this. Yeah, bad decisions. I mean, if I would do it again, I don't think I would have taken this. I would have gone here. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to take it now because all the flying dudes are gone. And it's just a bunch of easy archers. So thanks for tuning in. This was kind of a miserable episode to record because it's never fun talking about doing easy things badly. Which is basically apparently going to be the theme of this game. So thank you guys for watching and take care.